Hi everyone. It's me, Sarah Uranus here. And today I'm going to talk about this one thing that I think needs to be talked about or has to be talked about. All right. So in Sailor no. Okay. So all right, in Sailor Moon we have okay, this isn't bad or nothing. But okay. So I'm not really sure where to go with this. All right. So in Sailor Moon, you have folks who think that always wondered why back in the day, if two men or two women loved each other, why that was thought as wrong. Well, it's not wrong, but why folks thought it was wrong. Now, during that time, Deke and Cloverway had to make a lot of shifts, because some folks back then thought it was wrong. Some folks actually believed that it was something that you couldn't say on the far speaker. Well, first, how could you say it on the far speaker? You couldn't show it on the far seer, and it was even bad to have it on the interwebs, on the leaner. So, now, Deke had to go through and make certain shifts to make sure that they had covered their butt. Like Zoisite, yes, we all know Zoisite was a male, and the other forms of all the other all the other Sailor Moons, and that Zoisite became a female, not just in speech, but also in kind of that. And if I thought that's where it ended there, it didn't end. Cloverway then had to take Sailor Neptune, Michelle, myself, and made us near kin. Now, I'm sure everyone knew everyone knew that we were lovers in all the other forms of Sailor Moon, including that one. But to call us near kin, I don't know why they had to say that. Maybe they had to come up with some grounds to why we were always together, but I don't know. And still to this day, I don't really know if that was a good thing to come up with. Or some say that it wasn't a good thing, but just to leave it the way it was, even at that time, there still was a lot of, it isn't how it is now, where there's more understanding and more people are, trusted or shoulder it or all right with it or have more understanding over it. It was still during that time, so it is what it is. And then also, we don't go on to there. If you thought it was done, no. Then you had Fisheye, who, well, in the other kinds of Sailor Moon, Fisheye was a overdresser. Now, of course, this would have been considered to be bad too, but they had to shift Fisheye into a female too, not just in speech but also in kind. So once again, they could keep away from, folks that would then say, oh, well, I just watched something on the Farseer and it was some man who had women wear on and or something, and I thought that was bad. So even Cloverway had to do things to cover their butt. Now, during this time, it's different. It's unlike now. More folks out there trust it, they shoulder it, they understand it, and they're more all right with it. So if it was done now, it wouldn't have been a big deal. Maybe it should have never been a big deal, all right? But during that time, it was. And it is what it is. You can't go back in the past and shift it. You can only learn from the past, and then whatever you learn from the past, you can then put it onto the now, and then hope that makes something good in the upcoming. So you can't do anything about the past. Now, it was not done because if you thought that it was done and there was classic, romance, super, Sailor Stars had a whole bunch more in it. You had the three lights: Sailor Star Fighter, Sailor Star Maker, and Sailor Star Healer. Yes. And here was another hang up that they would have had to work around. Two of them were men and one was female. So believe that. And when they all shifted, they got female body breaks on them. So if you could think of Cloverway or anyone else getting the rights to the show at that time, think about all the shifts they would have to make to that one. So it is what it is. Now, a lot of folks out there are going to say that it was handled badly. Oh, that Deke and Cloverway should have just said fuck it. Who cares about one's name? Well, if Deke and Cloverway would have just said whatever and just done it, the show would have been ended. A lot of folks out there would have been mad. They would have been wrath. And they would have sought ways of getting the Sailor Moon show pulled off of all the folk works it was on. Either would it be ABC, CBS, NBC, WB, UPN, Cartoon, I am not making that up. They would have sought a way to besmirch its name. They would have bitched that it was a bad thing to have on the Farseer at that time. Now it's not a big deal anymore. So if you would do something like that now, folks would say either they liked it or they didn't like it, but that's where it would end. All right? Now, some folks are going to say, oh, well, they were not treated right. Actually, I think comparing to how it was handled by Deke and Cloverway, I think they handled it good. If you imagine how badly at least Deke and Cloverway handled it with some onlook. If it was anyone else, you wouldn't know how that stuff was going to work. So, and that's why Zoisite is the way she was, and why Fisheye was the way she was, and why we were the way we were, or at least why we were shifted that way, which keep in mind here. Alright, that's it. I'm Sailor Uranus Amara. Hope you like this film.